Cook hip lift serves a very important purpose for us. Basically, most people have glute amnesia. In other words, they literally cannot contract and recruit their glute to help with lower body movements. And so what happens is they start to use their lower back to help power lower body movements. Now, the end result of this is lower back pain and tight hamstrings and stuff like that. And so in order to retrain the body how to use the glutes to power hip movement and not the lower back, we use the Cook hip lift. So what you're going to need is a tennis ball or basically some sort of ball roughly this size. And what you're going to do is you're going to lie down on the ground. You're going to have one foot flat down on the ground. And like your other hip lifts, what you're going to look for is a position where your thighs straight up and down and your shin bones parallel with the ground, and then just bring your foot down. That's a good foot position for you. Then what you're going to do is put this tennis ball right at the bottom of your rib cage and grab this knee and pull it in. Now, this is not on your abdomen. Every time I show this to somebody, I hand them the ball, they immediately start doing something like this, okay? That's not it. You don't want it in the abdomen. You want it on the rib cage. You want it up higher. You want it up to where if this knee comes away from your body, that ball is going to drop, all right? That's going to tell us whether or not you're trying to use your lower back. So you're pulling this knee in towards your body. You got yourself set. Now when you pull this knee in, don't roll your tailbone up off the ground. You want to make sure your tailbone's flat on the ground while you're pulling this knee in towards you. You got the tennis ball secured, abs tight. What you're going to do is tighten your glute. Before you even try to come up, find it. See if you can turn it on. And then once you found it, squeeze it harder to drive yourself up off the ground. And then you're going to come back down. Now, as you can see, this is not a huge range of motion, all right? You're only going to come off the ground a couple inches, 2-3 inches. So as you get up, if you start to find that you're getting a lot of tension in your hamstring, you're coming up way too high. So we're trying to get all of the tension to come from the glute. So just pulling this knee in, find the glute, squeeze it harder, bring yourself up as high as you can until you feel the hamstrings start to come into it, and then lower yourself back down nice and controlled to the ground. Don't just turn the muscles off and fall. Now this right here, you're pulling the knee in, because if you pull this knee away, what that means is you're trying to use this lower back to bring yourself up. So by pulling this knee in and holding it tight, you're keeping that from happening. You're literally forcing your body to use that glute to extend the hips rather than the lower back to try to bring you up off the ground. So that's the point of the exercise and what you're looking for. Again, you just want to make sure it's that glute, getting 1 inch off the ground with 100% glute driving it is better than getting 3 or 4 inches off the ground with a lot of tension in your hamstring. And so again, just having the right focus and mindset for this exercise is really going to help you get the most out of it. But you have to do this. You have to learn how to properly recruit your glute in order to help power hip movement for later exercises in the program. So again, that's how you perform a good Cook hip lift.